U.S. Congressman Thomas Massie is under attack by the pro-Israel mob, the lobby, and his primary elections are coming up. This is one of the most consequential elections that we're going to see this year because of the fact that it really is one of the situations where you have the entire Israeli establishment, the entire Israeli billionaire class up against one man simply because he doesn't want to give foreign aid to Israel or to Egypt or to Jordan or to Ukraine. But for some reason, none of these other countries completely lose it, but the Israelis, they'll go absolutely manic over this. So I want to show you guys his opposition here. Ed Gillerin, he has over $9.8 million from the pro-Israel mob. That's how much money is going in to boot Thomas Massie out. You might be wondering, okay, well, who exactly is the billionaires that are behind this? One of the primary billionaires behind this, one of the main billionaires behind this entire concoction is Miriam Adelson. And for those of you who have never really heard her speak and really don't understand how manipulative, how just evil really I think this lady is when it comes to the level of control and influence that she exerts on U.S. politics. I want you to take a listen to this, where she literally could not answer, refuses to answer how she bribes politicians. Take a listen.
Because the reason that Miri, you and Sheldon created a lot of relationship over the years with politicians at the state level, especially at the federal level. I want you to share with everyone why is it so important and how do you do it? Again, writing checks is part of it, but there is more than writing just checks. So how do you do it?
Can you allow me not to answer?
What? What?
You choose.
I want to be truthful, and there are so many things that I don't want to talk about.
Yeah, I mean...
So we just have to stop that right there. He asked her, can you tell us how you influence U.S. politics? How do you do it? And she says, can you allow me not to answer? I want to be truthful. And answering that will not allow me to be truthful. Why the hell not? Why not? What is causing you to not be truthful about answering how you get politicians to do your bidding? What are you doing that is so concerning that you don't want to tell people what you're up to make what you want happen? Again, this is the lady that's pouring in millions of dollars against Thomas Massie, and she refuses to even answer how she does what she does. If that isn't the biggest sign of political corruption, and she's Israeli. She doesn't even go here. This is the most insane part of this entire thing to me. She has an American citizenship. So what? She lives in Israel. She's Israeli by every means. Donald Trump asked her last year, where does your loyalty lie? Which country do you love more, Miriam? Do you love America more, or do you love Israel more? And she refused to answer. This was on stage. Did you guys hear this? Let me see. Do I have the video for this? Let me pull it up really quick. And she refused to answer. She refused to answer because of the fact that everybody knew her loyalty lies with Israel. And let me see if I could find it really quickly. So this is the person that is really going up against that is really funding and bankrolling who's going up against Thomas Massie. I think it's right over here where he was asked her.
Promises from many other American presidents, you know that. They kept promising. I never understood it until I got there. There was a lot of pressure put on these presidents. It was put on me too, but I didn't yield to the pressure. But every president for decades said, we're going to do it. The difference is I kept my promise and officially recognized the capital of Israel and moved the American embassy to Jerusalem.
He did this in 2018.
Isn't that right, Miriam? Look at Miriam. She's back there. Stand up, Miriam. Stand up.
This is insane to me. Let me speed it up a little bit quicker
Miriam
here.
and Sheldon would come into the office. They'd call me. He'd call me. I think they had more trips to the White House than anybody else I could think of. Look at her sitting there so innocently. She's got 60 billion in the bank, 60 billion. And she loves, I think she's saying no more. And she loves Israel, but she loves it, and they would come in, and her husband was a very aggressive man, but I loved him.
I just want to stop right here. He said her and her husband would come into the White House more than any other person. Again, she's an Israeli with an American citizenship, which really means nothing. Her American citizenship is used in order to fund and influence her interests that advance Israel. That's the only thing her American citizenship is useful for, so she can donate into American campaigns, American political campaigns, and she could just say, well, I'm American, so it's okay. Well, I'm American. That's the only use of her American citizenship, for that purpose only.
He was a very aggressive, very supportive of me. And he'd call up, can I come over and see you? I say, Sheldon, I'm the President of the United States. It doesn't work that way. But they were very responsible for so much, including getting me thinking about Golan Heights, which is probably one of the greatest things to ever happen.
Insane. Insane.
Miriam, stand up, please. She really is. I mean, she loves this country. She loves this country. Her and her husband are so incredible. We miss him so dearly. But I actually asked her, I'm going to get her in trouble with this, but I actually asked her once, I said, so Miriam, I know you love Israel. What do you love more, the United States or Israel? She refused to answer. That might mean Israel, I must say. We love you. Thank you, darling, for being here. Great honor.
He's laughing about it. They're laughing about it. This is the President of the United States of America. Why is he laughing about that? Why are you laughing about which country you're asking somebody which country they love more that has an American citizenship, and you laugh when she refuses to answer, and then you brag about it or you just gloat about it while you have a camera up to your face. You're the President of the United States of America, God damn it, or gosh darn it. I mean, what is this? And this is so normalized to the point where it's sickening that we have this much political corruption, but again, by a welfare state that's basically bankrolled and funded and upheld by billionaire Israelis. And that welfare state is pushing the United States into war after war after war after war. And now we finally have a U.S. congressman that's really willing to stand up to it. There's others, but they're few and far in between. So what's the Israel mob do? What's the lobby do? They go into hyperdrive. They really just go into hyperdrive to take this guy out. He is one U.S. congressman. I mean, in a Congress of hundreds, he's just one guy from rural Kentucky. So why does this seat matter so much to them? Why is this one seat so important? Because it shows hope. It gives hope. To me, you can hate Thomas Massie as much as you want. You can be totally on the left. That is fine by me. You think I really don't agree with a lot of his policies, and there's a lot that I do agree with. That's okay. I will say, regardless of which I disagree with, I will say Thomas Massie represents hope to me. He represents hope to me, and I know he represents hope to a lot of other people. Why? Well, because he's he is the underdog right now, taking on the establishment that are really out for blood, trying to get him to lose the primary so they can put in another puppet. And here's another situation where it's like, okay, will the billionaire Israeli class succeed again in putting in another puppet, or could the people for once actually be successful when they take on the billionaire class? Can the people for once be successful when they take on the Zionist mafia, the Zionist mob? Could we be successful against it? And if the answer is yes, it gives hope, especially when it comes to other people that want to run for office. You think that after this, if Thomas Massie loses, how do you think other potential candidates are going to feel about going up against the lobby? If Thomas Massie wins, whether for the left or the right, politicians that want to enter and want to go and start their campaign, they're going to be like, well, Thomas Massie won on a campaign that put America first, so maybe I can win on the same campaign. And if he loses, well, you're going to have the opposite happen. And there's going to be some candidates that are going to be like, well, I have to be careful because X, Y, and Z, Thomas Massie lost. So maybe it's going to end up being the same fate for me. We have to give people hope. I think he represents hope through and through. I really do. And, you know, this is what I'll also say about the people that are very partisan on these things. Right now, this war with Iran has made the cost of gas go up for both liberals and conservatives. Okay, the price of gas affects both of us equally. The price of gas, the forever wars, the increase of the national debt because of these wars we're getting dragged into, it affects both the left and the right equally. Everybody is affected when things cost us more. Everybody is affected. Everybody's affected equally. And ultimately, what is more important? What is more important? What is more important? Foreign wars or just continuing to be partisan and feeding both sides that both feed into these foreign wars? This is a guy whose his entire campaign, and he's never faltered from that, is against foreign wars. Now we finally have him, He's going up for re-election. Why do we want to drop that over some sort of partisan divide? To me, it makes absolutely no sense. When the economy is trash, when everything's too expensive for your family to go and afford food, that's going to affect us equally. So we really have to replace all of these politicians that are bought out for a foreign country, foreign wars that we have no reason to be invested into. I think that takes precedent more above anything else, It is much easier to have a conversation with somebody on the opposite end of the political spectrum from you when you at least know at the end of the day you both care about the United States of America, and you both want to actually live in a good and healthy country, and you both know that you both, maybe in different ways, you might have different ways of going there, but you both know you actually care about the country that you live in. It's much easier to have a conversation with someone when you at least know, okay, maybe they're at the complete other end of the political spectrum than me, but I at least know that they have this country's interest in mind. Then you can have a conversation. When you're up against somebody, and they have the opposite opinion of you, and they don't even the home that you live in first, the country that you live in first, there's no way you can see eye to eye. They don't even have the country's interest in mind, so of course not. You think that if we replace all of the Democrats and Republicans currently in office with at least politicians that prioritize America and have difference in political opinion, I bet you can actually come and find some middle ground there. You can't do it. When neither side even gives a damn about this country, insofar as this country advances the interests of Israel. We have to root this out. So yes, he absolutely represents for me. I'm all through Thomas Massey all the way. You know, I've already posted on my YouTube. I already posted my X. Gonna post on Substack and everything else. I mean, really, just I personally like I'm all for it. And not just Thomas Massey. Here's another thing. There's a politician on the other side of the political spectrum. Excuse me, on the other side of the political spectrum that promises that they're not going to support foreign wars. Then I will support that politician. If they don't support foreign wars, they want to keep the money in the United States. Then of course I support that politician over else that wants to go to war with Iran, and then with what? Turkey? I mean, really, guys, it's not just stopping with war with Iran. They already have a whole entire. They already have a lineup. They already have a lineup. Like the World Cup or something. They already have a plan every 4 years. Every 4 years. So after this war, you think it's just going to be Israel finally blew up in the Middle East? There's another. There's Turkey. It's actually really scary when you think about how much the Israelis want, like what it takes to achieve greater Israel. We look at the map, greater Israel, mile to the Euphrates. Everybody's seen that viral map at this point. When you see this big ass country, this big ass, they've conquered all of this land in the Middle East. That's what the dream is. It's really concerning. What's more concerning to me, aside from the actual takeover of the entire Middle East, is the way the things that they have to do in order to achieve that. In order to achieve that, just think about it. How many wars would they have to start in order to achieve that sort of territorial conquest? Who's going to be bankrolling that? Who's going to be bankrolling that? Israeli Prime Minister, former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett already said he's next to the new Iran. What does that mean? How would that start? Well, you would have to get Turkey out of NATO. And then where's the war going to be? Probably in Syria. They're going to use it as a proxy for it. Do we really want to just continuously... There's no way to get out of this if we don't cut off Israel. There's simply no way. And I've told you guys as well, you know, when it comes to the Israel lobby, it's not just the money that we're giving to Israel. It's also the 1.5 billion that we give to Jordan and Egypt every year as well, because we have to keep those countries secure buffer zones for Israel. Until Israel's had enough of Jordan and it doesn't suit its interests anymore and it doesn't benefit it in any way, and then it's just going to drop Jordan to the wayside, like they always do with every single ally that they have. They just drop them to the wayside once it's suited their interests. I mean, it's been 60 years of this sort of this relationship, this toxic relationship. At what point are we going to actually just really, you know, declaw ourselves from the Zionist mob? At what point? If not now. So that's everything I have to say for this video, guys. I already posted I made a post on my YouTube telling you guys go ahead and support Thomas Massie if you can. I know times are hard right now, so if you can't, you know, then that's completely fine. If you feel like you can, definitely consider supporting his campaign. I'll link it in the description of this video as well. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Take care, everybody.